On the bench in front of me here, a 50-meter roll of guy wire. Now the key dimension to this is that its diameter is 2.6 millimeters and it's made up of 7 separate strands, as you can see here. Okay, now what would you use a guy wire for? Well, primarily you're using it for giving support either to something like a pole that has guy wire hooks on it, which we're tensioning and supporting from a number of angles, or if we're running a cable, we'll say between 2 buildings, we might use something like an eye bolt to run the guy wire across and then actually strap on the Cat5 or RG6 cable directly onto it. Okay, so what I'm going to give a quick overview here is of those two uses. So what we have here is we have a pole here, and we have a guy wire hook, a 3-way hook, which we'll often use like this. So if we have a quite high pole, we'll come along and close to the top of it normally, we'll strap on this guy wire hook, we'll tighten it in with a 13mm spanner, and what we can do then is we can actually directly attach it on a guy wire onto it. But even better is to use something like this tensioner here, which I'm just going to demonstrate. So you can see it's a hook on one end, and it's circular, closed circle on the far one. What we'll do is we'll actually grab this. We have it fully extended, or almost fully extended at this point. What we do is we'll come and we'll tie the guy wire around this, and we tighten it in so that we take the tension out of the guy wire and it gives strong support to this pole. And we'll obviously use guy wire coming in 3 different directions off each different part of the hook. Now, on the other end of the guy wire, bolted into a wall or something like this, or maybe directly into the ground, we'll have something like this eye hook here. So it'll go directly in here and we'll tighten it in, and we also have a certain amount of tightening on this here as well, but basically we're doing the tensioning on the far end. Now, if we're running between 2 buildings, we might just purely use something like these eye hooks on both ends, and maybe even use a tensioner in conjunction with it to pull the tension out, and then it can give support to wire. Now, the 50-meter roll is quite popular. Inside the same range, we also stock a 150-meter roll, and one other part I haven't mentioned here. Often guy wires are used in conjunction with something like these J hooks here, where the wire simply wraps around here. Now, if we're using a safety thing to realise when you're using the J hooks, it's not just enough to wrap it around once and then tie it off. You have to wrap it around a whole series of times and then tie it off. And the idea there is that when you tension the wire down, it tightens in on itself. So the more tension you put on it, the tighter the grip you'll actually have on the hook or the J bolt. So that's obviously very important. So all of these products are available on the tvtrade.ie website.